don't know, dude. I don't know, dude, man. It's so depressing. I don't think I can take any more of this. I don't think I can take any more of this anymore.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Your boy Joe SHAKESQUAD coming at us with the video right now. So I want to go over the Cowboys-Buccaneers game. Cowboys destroy to Tampa Bay Bucks, which I said that they were guaranteed a win here. I mean, this is an 8-10 team that's just bad. And I figured they would have some type of fight, but they did not. Cowboy fans should be happy. They won a playoff game. A win is a win at the end of the day. But obviously, some Cowboy fans are going to take it out of question on Dak as a top 5 quarterback. I mean, look, Dak had a great game. Dak had a fantastic game. What was he? 25 for 33, 305 yards, 4 touchdowns. Yeah, that looks like a $40 million quarterback, right? It does. It looks like a $40 million quarterback, but I don't get how Cowboy fans settle for less. And, like, I understand, like, you win a playoff game, you're happy, I get it. But the comments that are said after the win, the win is great. You know what I mean? Like, those wins are like, anybody would celebrate a playoff win, but then you see the comments and the fans talking and just like really, like it's insane. Like Dak's a top 5 quarterback. Like some of these guys really deserve to be called out on like some of the crap they put on Twitter, and it's really embarrassing. And I think they're going to be ready for heartbreak later. They just faced a Tampa team that's 8-10, last in rushing, can't run the ball. Tom Brady looks like Father Time has caught up to him. It's just the truth, guys. Tom Brady looks horrible. I honestly didn't think he would look this bad in a playoff game at home and as underdogs. Wow. Their offense couldn't score. Their defense could not get off the field. They couldn't get pressure on Dak. It was bad. It was really bad. Every receiver was wide open. How many times? 2 blown coverages? There should have been 5, at least 4 to 5 penalties on the Cowboys that even the commentators, these referees missed some penalties, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Everything went the Cowboys' way last night. Everything did. Every call, every play, and they were just better, mentally better. They were just physically better. They were getting pushed around. I mean, on top of Tom Brady not even having any type of next step, like he's a statue back there. He can't even take 3 steps. I mean, they're putting way too much on Tom Brady in this offense this year. I think they put way too much on him. Todd Bowles being the head coach is probably the effect of that, because I don't think he's one of the most vocal coaches or coaches that really gets. I don't see a Todd Bowles type of head coach that gets his team prepared to win football games. I don't see it. I see him as that defensive coordinator that's to himself, that's quiet, calls his plays, and does a good job. But it was pretty bad. I got to say, like, I had Dallas winning this game. They had a huge chance of winning only if Kellen Moore ran the ball more with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott and sprinkled in the pass with Dak. And I think that was great. I think they did a fantastic job. They're only going to win games that way. You know, he threw what? He threw 33 times, which is fine. Okay, 33 times is great. It's a great number. Don't get into the 40, 45, 50 markers with Dak Prescott, because then he's going to be throwing interceptions. He's going to be causing turnovers. And they used both their running backs, and they were successful at it, and that's why they beat them. Tampa's offense couldn't get anything done. I mean, I didn't even see enough of these weapons out there. They just couldn't get it. I mean, there was pressure in his face. The protection was bad, and when Brady had time to throw, nobody was open. Cowboys played very tight coverage, very, very tight coverage. Took away the deep shot almost every play. They were in Brady's face. You put pressure on Brady for a split second, I mean, that was pretty much it. Brady used to make plays like that back in the day. Now it's just, he looks old. He looks battered. He looks like there's just nothing left of him anymore. So when you see, a win like this from the Cowboys, it's a great win for them. Now they have to go to San Francisco. Now they have to face the 49ers. They have to face a real threat next week. Okay, so I don't know why Cowboy fans released the, kind of will celebrate the minimal. When the Eagles won the NFC East and the number one seed, like, I was excited about it, but I'm going to be cocky and say, yeah, they should have had it. They should have had it earlier, 2 games earlier. Like, that's why I wasn't like jumping for joy over an NFC East championship. Who cares? Number one seed. Yeah, I was excited, but I wasn't jumping out of my seat, hitting the roof to my house because I expected them to have that number one seed. The Cowboys win a playoff game, and now all these other things these fans say about Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, and like, just enjoy the win and just move on to the next game. Like, I don't get how, 2 playoff games in 7 years, and like, this quarterback still has to prove himself. Dak Prescott still has to prove himself. So what? Because these teams show up in the playoffs, that's it. They're guaranteed contracts. They're worth all the money that you're giving them. No, that's not the truth. The truth is, like, you give them this money because you think they have the absolute huge chance to take this team to the next level and win a championship. That's why you pay these guys. I feel like half of these fans, not even just Cowboy fans, but fans in general, like, they reach the playoffs and they sit back and they relax. It's like, what? You can't do that. You know what I mean? Can't do that. So, like I said, this doesn't surprise me. It would have been great if it was a choke, but that team was that bad. At least the Cowboys know that they're not that bad, and looked like Tampa was like the worst team in football today. I got to say, like, Tampa is really that bad. So the Cowboys have to go against a very dynamic offense with the 49ers that run the ball with Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey, and between George Kittle and Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk and all these guys, it's going to be tough. It is not going to be easy. You're going to see a team that's going to run the ball more effective and a lot more than when you saw against Tampa. Tampa's dead last in rushing. Tampa barely ran the ball. They looked slow. They looked sluggish. They looked like they just weren't there. Like what adjustments did they make? Did Brady, like, rile them up? Was there any excitement? Like, it looked like they were just dead in the water the whole entire game. Blown coverages. I mean, it was just yikes. It looked like Gannon's defense at times with the Tampa Bay defense. They played soft zone. They had their corners 5 to 8 yards off the ball, off these receivers. I mean, the secondary was being so damn cautious. Man, they were letting everything happen. But Dak Prescott, like I said, he should play that good, but can this team step toe-to-toe with the 49ers next week? I'm very realistic, guys. Look, I said a lot of good things about the Cowboys in this video, but yet, because they have one of the dumbest fan bases that are going to be talking about all of this, Dak Prescott, top 5 quarterback, and they're like, just enjoy the win and go to the next opponent. Like, I don't know why guys have to add in these extra comments about this team, because I feel like every time the Dallas Cowboys talk about their team in the highest way possible, they set themselves up to fail. I feel like it's a curse, man. I feel like with these Cowboy fans, it's a curse towards their own team. They talk so much, they hype them up so much, they get cocky about it, and boom, they're out of the playoffs. So they could be out next week. Potentially, the Eagles might be facing the 49ers too, depending if they win this weekend on Saturday. So there's a lot rolling on this thing, a lot rolling on it. I think the Cowboys got a good win, a win I said that they would get. Okay, I didn't really have them losing this game at all. I've been saying the last couple of weeks, I'm saying, depends what Tom Brady shows up. If Tom Brady shows up, plays really well, protection's good, it could be a good game. I didn't think their defense was going to play that bad because it was pretty bad. And Tom Brady looked non-existent, like it was somebody wearing a Tom Brady costume. Like that's how bad it looked. It looked like, and I kind of felt bad because, man, like, he really is falling apart, and it sucks, man. That's what happens at age. It's what happens, but Father Time has caught up, and this is the playoffs, and this is what it is, man. So that's all I really got to say about this game. There's really nothing much else to say. Like, potentially, the Eagles and Cowboys could meet up in the NFC Championship game. That could potentially, but Cowboy fans are talking so much right now, and like, if they think they're going to steamroll past the 49ers, I doubt it. I think they can maybe stay close with them, maybe, but I don't know. That's really up to their coaching, because the Cowboys, you're not going to get consistency. You get a different game plan every single week. And it's been like that all season for them with Kellen Moore, and all they want is that all they want is that OC fired. Regardless, their defense is playing great. They got players. They got Jonathan Hankins back at defensive tackle, more of a run stuffer. Got 1 sack today on Tom Brady. They have they have plenty of players back. They're getting some guys back. They had a couple injuries today, so depending on what happens, but at the end of the day, it's just enjoy your win in the playoffs. But the extra talk after the win, that's where you guys are going to curse yourselves for next week, because I'm telling you, 49ers are good, man. They're a good team. The only team that I fear in the playoffs are the 49ers. That's it. But because of the Eagles and how inconsistent their play calling is, and I understand we didn't have our quarterback for 2 weeks, and how is this offense going to look with Jalen Hurts back and all of that stuff. I'm not even really worried about the offense too much. It's really the defense going down the road. So potentially these two teams, and between the Cowboys and the Eagles, can meet in the NFC Championship game, but one thing needs to happen for both teams. Both teams have to keep winning for that to happen, and we're going to find out next week what happens. So Dallas Cowboys have a big matchup, a huge matchup, and more of a redemption matchup against the 49ers since they were embarrassed at home last year. So that's when it's going to come down to with their offense, and that the defense. Like I said, the defense of Dan Quinn been playing fantastic football, playing tight coverage on all those guys. I'm sorry, but the Buccaneers are just that bad. I can't. Dallas gets credit because they won a playoff game. That's it. They don't get credit for anything else other than they won a playoff game. But in my own thoughts of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Buccaneers are who we thought they were the whole entire season, and that's just the truth to it. So other than that, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.